It's not my Valentine bringing back Amazonas, it's Asta Phoenix, and I'm going to show you how. Alright fellas, how are we? So this is the absolute infamous Amazonas Princess. Now, just off the bat, this is not a competitive deck in the slightest. If you have these cards lying around and you got nothing to do and want to try something different, I recommend putting this thing together. What is really good about Amazonas decks though is that they all come from tickets. So Princess comes from a UR ticket, Amazonas Swordswoman comes from a SR ticket. Same with the Tiger, comes from a ticket. All you have to really do is farm your 3 onslaughts and get My Valentine level 45, and bada bing bada boom, you have somewhat of a core Amazonas deck. Now, as you can see, the back row here, Book of Moon, Cosmic Cyclone, and Phoenix Chain. The Cyclone here is not an MST because we're playing a sneaky version of the Amazonas build. We are playing with our new card, Amazonas Pet Liger. And I was thinking to myself, how do I fuse this without putting a polymerization in the main deck? So we're using the skill Master of Fusion with Asta. Master of Fusion says, once you lose 1,000 life, you can return 1 card from your hand, put into the deck, and add a poly from your from outside the game. You do it twice per turn. So we are playing 2 Ligers, because why not? Also, we are testing Amazonas Village, which actually you'll see one of the replays goes pretty good with the Liger. Another reason why it's good, if you start with a Amazonas Princess says once it gets summoned, you can search for a Amazonas spell or trap card. Now, if you already have your onslaughts, which are the generally ones you search for, but if you already have one in your hand, because we play 3, you can search for the field spell. And the field spell says, all Amazonas monsters you control gain 200 attack once per turn. If an Amazonas monster dies by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, special summon 1 Amazonas monster from your deck with the same level or less from deck to your field. And then you could also summon another. If 1 Amazonas Princess dies, you can actually summon another one, trigger her searchable ability, and search for another card. Or what you can do, if Liger dies, you can search for a Queen or search for pretty much any other card. So look, it is quite fun. Queen says Amazonas monsters, including herself, cannot be destroyed by battle. Amazonas Swordswoman, your opponent takes all battle damage that you would have taken from battle involving this card. So if you attack into a defense monster with more than 1500 defense, they take the damage. If you attack into a Blue Eyes, they take the 1500. So this is just a great card for more like damaging your opponent. I put the Tiger in there because it's similar to the Queen. The Tiger is a lure. When it's face up on the field, your opponent can only attack the Tiger, not any other Amazonas card, which protects your Princess. Also, it gets plus 400 for each Amazonas on the field, which can get up to like 21 or 2400, whatever it is. Baby Tiger can recycle itself. You normal summon a Amazonas from your hand or special summon one. You can special summon this from the deck, from your hand or from your graveyard as well, which can be a nice little wall, especially if you have got the Queen and the Onslaught out. Now, back in the day, we're talking years ago, Amazonas was quite a strong deck, but now it has, it's definitely rogue, definitely casual, definitely not worth spending your gems on if you don't have it. But Amazonas Onslaught, it says during the battle phase, you can special summon 1 Amazonas monster from your hand, and if you do, it gains 500 attack. Also, when an Amazonas monster does damage to your opponent's monster, at the end of the damage step, that monster can be banished instead of going to the graveyard, even if it's not destroyed. Also, if this card is destroyed, you can target 1 Amazonas monster in your graveyard and special summon it. That doesn't happen too regularly, but still does happen. Now, how we get all our little Amazonases out, or Amazoni, is with our Princess. Princess is the best card in this deck. On attack, Princess has a trigger. You can send 1 card that you on your field or in your hand to the graveyard. You then special summon any Amazonas monster special summoned in defense mode. Generally, you do go for the Queen, so your creatures are monsters are indestructible, and that's pretty much how you do it. Cosmic Cyclones, as I said, just to go for the skill to get our little Liger. Now, the extra deck is whatever you want. I've just put the most common and good and best extra deck monsters. You can do whatever you want here. There's no rules and regulations, T's and C's. Pretty much, you just want 2 copies of the Liger because you can use the skill twice, and you can essentially just constantly revive your Amazonas baby tiger from graveyard to field more than once. So you have 2 shots to get the Liger out. As I said, this is a really fun deck, not competitive at all. If you have the cards, if you have the back row, just use your UR and SR tickets on the rest of this, and just to have some fun with your friends. All right, and we forgot the main event of the deck, Amazonas Pet Liger. So it requires 1 Amazonas Tiger, which can be a baby tiger as well, and any other Amazonas monster. Once per turn, if this card attacks, during damage calculations, you can make this card gain 500 attack, which is sensational because it can get over a Blue Eyes, provided that the field spell is on the field. Also, if it's attacked a monster after damage calculations, you can target 1 other face-up monster your opponent controls, and it loses 800 attack. And it also shares the same ability as the Amazonas Tiger, that if this is face up on the field, your opponent cannot attack other Amazonas monsters except for this one. So that is the big hoo-ha of the deck. It is quite powerful, and you'll see some fun replays with it as well. If you want to play Amazonas, or you have, drop a comment below. I'd like to see what you have done. Also, you can see in the links below, we have a Discord, DL on the rise, where there's a lovely community when we talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! We talk about other things, but there's new player help, new player support. I host events on Twitch from Tuesday, Thursdays, and Sundays. So if you want to get into that, I advise you to jump on our Discord. And also, as usual, guys, press the thumbs up if you like it, ring that bell. That would really support me, and I'll really appreciate it. Here's some replays, and I hope you enjoy them. That would really support me, and I'll really appreciate it. Here's some replays, and I hope you enjoy them.